I'd just gotten back from a week-long trip, dragging my suitcase up the cracked driveway of my new place in Oak Ridge, a sleepy little suburb where the houses lean close like they're whispering secrets. My dog, Max, was trotting beside me, tail wagging, oblivious to the storm brewing in my gut. I'd been dreaming of this moment unlocking my front door, kicking off my shoes, and sinking into the quiet of my own space after years of noisy apartment levying. But as I rounded the corner of my yard, that dream shattered like cheap glass. There, in the fading dusk, was a gaping hole where my chain-link fence used to stand. 8 feet of it gone, and across the property line, tacked on my neighbor's ramshackle shed, was my soft fence now, their shiny new gate, complete with my "Beware of Dog" sign dangling upside down like a taunt. I froze, suitcase slipping from my hand. For a wild second, I thought I'd stumbled into the wrong yard. Then the truth hit me like a punch. My neighbor had stolen my damn fence. Let me back up. 2 months ago, I'd moved into this fixer-upper, chasing the kind of peace you only crave after too many sleepless nights in a shoebox apartment with paper-thin walls. It was just me and Max, ready for a fresh start. The neighborhood seemed perfect, tidy lawns, friendly waves, the kind of place where people mind their own business. Or so I thought. My first week, I met the folks next door. Clara, probably pushing 60, always wore these loud floral dresses that screamed, "I run this block." Her grandson, Dylan, was 18, all baggy jeans and a neck tattoo that looked like it was inked in someone's garage. He had this way of talking, like he had the whole town in his pocket, smirking as if he knew something I didn't. Clara wasted no time. Day one, she caught me at the mailbox, laying it on thick about how the pre-VYS owner used to mow her lawn and drop off homemade pies. "We're a tight-knit street," she said, her smile sharp as a blade. Dylan just stood there, arms crossed, staring me down like I'd already failed some test. I forced a laugh, said I wasn't much for baking, and hightailed it back to my porch. I figured they were just quirky, maybe a bit pushy, but harmless. I was wrong. By week 2, their house turned into a circus. Shouting matches at midnight, doors slamming hard enough to rattle my windows, and music so loud it made Max hide under the couch. Cops showed up more than once, their blue lights painting my bedroom walls at 2 a.m. Clara's voice would cut through the chaos, cussing out Dylan or maybe the officers. I couldn't always tell. The next morning, I'd catch her watering her roses, calm as a Sunday morning, like nothing had happened. Then her house got even crazier. Her daughter moved in, along with a sister-in-law who glared at me like I'd spit in her coffee, and 2 kids who wailed like the world was ending. Their yard became a junkyard, broken toys, a random car seat rotting on the curb. One chilly November morning, I spotted a baby strapped in a carrier, just sitting alone on their front walk while the adults screamed inside. I knocked, handed the kid over, and got a grunt for my trouble. It didn't sit right, but I told myself to stay out of it. Live and let live, right? I try to keep the peace. I'd wave, nod, keep my earbuds in when I walked Max. But every slammed door, every late-night shout, chipped away at my patience. When I left for a week to VY-sit my parents, I locked the house up tight and set up 2 cheap security cameras, one on the porch, one by the side gate. I was worried about package thieves, not my own neighbors. Halfway through my trip, my friend Sarah from across the street texted me, "Hope you're VYing fun. Your neighbors are building some ugly-ass shed in their backyard." She sent a blurry photo of a plywood monstrosity, with Clara's whole crew hammering away like they were auditioning for a home improvement show gone wrong. I laughed it off. It was their yard, their problem. As long as it didn't block my son, I didn't care. But when I got home, Max's leash in one hand, suitcase in the other, that missing fence hit me like a betrayal. I walked over to Clara's side, stepping around their creepy garden gnomes, and there it was, a fence, wired onto their shed like they claimed it in some backyard heist. My blood boiled, but part of me wanted to laugh at the sheer audacity. Who saw that? I checked my cameras, hoping for a smoking gun, but all I got was grainy footage of Dylan hauling lumber. No clear shot of the theft. Either they'd scoped out my camera's blind spot, or my tech was garbage. That night, I paced my kitchen, torn between rage and this bizarre urge to cackle. I called my buddy Mike, an ex-cop who just whistled through the phone. "That's ballsy," he said. Got on VY Deo. When I said no, he sighed. Without proof, it's your word against theirs. File a report, but don't hold your breath. Maybe build a taller fence. Thanks, Mike. Real helpful. The next morning, I marched to Clara's door, heart pounding. She answered, cigarette dangling, floral dress clashing with her smirk. Before I could speak, she chirped, "Oh, you're back. Everything okay?" I pointed at my fence her new gate in asked, "Care to explain why my property's on your property?" She didn't flinch. It was falling apart, a total eyesore. "Dylan and the boys fixed it up while you were gone. Looks nice, right?" I bit back a scream. "You could have asked Clara. That's theft." She shrugged, like I complained about her borrowing a cup of sugar. "Figured you'd appreciate us tidying up. You weren't using it." Dylan loomed behind her, smirking. "You want to make something of it, man." I stepped back, shaking, weighing my options. Call the cops? Start a fight? I didn't know what Dylan was mixed up in, but I didn't need a feud next door. I called the police non-emergency line instead. An officer came, took notes, but gave me that tired look cops get when they know it's a lost cause. No footage, no witnesses. Not much we can do. Try CIVYL court, but it's probably more hassle than it's worth. Every day after that, I'd glance out my window, and that damn gate mocked me. Sarah stopped by, offered her cousin's number as a contractor, could replace the fence cheap. I almost said yes, but the thought of eating the cost of some I saw stolen property burned me up. For a few nights, I let myself fantasize about petty revenge sneaking over at 3 a.m. to rip the gate back, maybe chucking a dead fish into their shed. But that's their level, not mine. A week later, Clara's daughter showed up at my door, arms crossed, her kids peeking out from behind her. "Heard you're mad about the fence," she said, like I was the one being unreasonable. "We needed it." The kids kept running out back. "Didn't think you'd care, since you're barely here." I took a deep breath, explained that stealing is stealing, home or not. She rolled her eyes, muttered something about uptight city folks, and stormed off. Part of me wanted to let it go, build a new fence, move on. But the more I thought about it, the more it gnawed at me. Why should I saw pay for their entitlement? Mike's words echoed. It's the principle. Let them get away with this. What's next? I started documenting everything: photos of the gate, Sarah's texts, every scrap of EVY Denke. I called my lawyer, who confirmed it was property theft, but warned that with the cops shrugging and no clear proof, it'd be a tough fight. Small claims court was my best shot, but it'd take months and probably get ugly. The more I thought about it, the more I realized this wasn't just about offense. It was about respect, about standing up for what's mine. So, I decided to file the paperwork. I'd tell my story, let a judge decide. Worst case, I'm out the cost of a fence and a day in court. But at least I'd know I didn't roll over. Levying next to people like Clara and Dylan makes you question what folks are capable of when they think no one's watching. Sometimes it's almost funny, in a twisted way, how bold they'll get. But I'm done playing nice. So what would you do? Would you let it slide, build a new fence, and call it a day? Or would you fight, even if it meant dragging it through court? Is it worth the battle for a piece of metal? Or is it about something bigger? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button if this got your blood boiling, and subscribe for more stories that'll make you question your neighbors. What's the wildest thing someone's pulled on you? Let's hear it.